Onto the bikes, and it hasn't been the easiest start for Paulo Gonçalves in his 12th Dakar. The Portuguese veteran's been struggling with injury. It was outside the top 10 on day 1 and dropped another 14 minutes here. Similar story for Xavier de Sultre, who has lost 20 minutes in the first 2 stages. The Yamaha factory rider's targeting the podium, but he's going to have to dig deep in the coming days to get back on track. He finished the day in 13th. A few spectators getting to enjoy the Peruvian sunshine. Here's Juan Pedrero, who's heading up the Czech-based Moto Racing Group, the Spaniard running about half an hour off the pace. Lorenzo Santolino's the highest place of the Sherco riders, Pedrero's former team. He's 13th overall and the leading rookie. Joaquim Rodriguez and Armand Monleon also fighting for the top 20, but they lost some time as well today. Oriol Mena is riding for Hero alongside Rodriguez. Last year's top rookie getting into his groove, but he's already 28 minutes down on the big guns. And speaking of the big guns, Pablo Quintanilla was back in the top 5 again today. The Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider with another solid ride. He currently sits 4th overall. Well, Toby Price was just ahead of Quintanilla on the stage, although he's just behind him in the overall standings. After all, KTM should never be underestimated in the bikes. 2016 winner Price came into the rally carrying a minor injury. The worst of it appears to be behind him, even if today was a bit tricky on the wrist.
Yeah, it's a bit more brutal on the wrist than yesterday. So yeah, we're just trying to hold on to the guys and just be able to judge off them to know what's coming up, and yeah, just trying to maintain it as much as we can.
Joan Barreda came in 3rd to hold on to his overall lead. Having won the curtain raiser on Monday, the Honda man was able to follow the car tracks today, and he only lost 1 minute and 41 seconds to the winner. This has been a very strong start for the Spaniard, who's determined to improve on his best result of 5th in 2017. But in the end, this one was a 2-horse race, with Honda's Ricky Brabec and KTM's Matthias Walkner battling for the stage victory. Now, the American was leading for most of the day, but he was eventually pipped on the line by the defending champion. The margin of victory, just 22 seconds.
I want to push every day, no matter what the next day's like. As far as being smart and having a strategy, I just want to win as much as I can and hopefully make it to the end of the Dakar with a good spot.
So Walkner sending out a message to his rivals, claiming his 4th Dakar stage win. With their 3-pronged attack of former winners Walkner, Price and Sam Sunderland, KTM are going to take some beating over the dunes. The Austrian are putting the hammer down, but he knows there's still a very long way to go.
I don't know if it was so good decision that push that much, because I have to look how is the gaps, because sure I don't catch so much time, but in the end sure it's good to have a stage win, but yeah, it's more long days coming.
As usual, very little separating the top riders. 3 minutes and 24 seconds between Walkner in 1st and Quintanilla in 5th. Yamaha's Adrian van Beveren dropping 9 minutes as he came 7th. Barreda now leads Walkner by 1 minute and 31 seconds, with Brabec 2 seconds back. Quintanilla and Price round out the top 5. Meanwhile, in the quads, Nicolas Cavigliasso extended his overall lead. The Argentine taking his 2nd stage win in as many days, coming in over 11 minutes clear of his compatriot Gustavo Gallego. For the time being, Cavigliasso is on course to repeat Ignacio Casale's crushing win from last year in the quads. He is off to a perfect start as he looks to improve on last year's 2nd place.
The Dakar for Sara Garcia and Javi Vega is the adventure of a lifetime, a honeymoon in the dunes and dust.
We met each other while training in Morocco 2.5 years ago, and we rapidly fell in love.
And Javi isn't just a biker.
He helped me a lot through his experience as a professional in skiing, a professional sportsman.
Surfing in the dunes is a bit like skiing on powder. It's the same feeling.
My father was a mechanic on the Dakar for 4 years in Africa, so being here is a dream come true.
The original bimotor class is the perfect category to compete with yourself.
This one is just full of mess.
And if I misbehave, I have to sleep in that one.
We come on adventure mode.
The Dakar is a race, of course, but it's a race for the top 20. For the rest of the participants, it's an adventure. The goal is to finish, and for Sarah to become the first woman in the original class to finish the toughest rally in the world. That is the main objective.
Coming as a couple is a real advantage. Well, if it doesn't finish in a divorce, that is.
Day one, and Axel Dutry was already hit by trouble.
I absolutely have to find someone to tow me. That's the way it is.
Winner of Stage 7 of last year's rally and 5th in the general classification back in 2017, he was eventually helped out by local spectators and towed all the way to the Pisco bivouac. Thankfully, his race goes on, and the Frenchman from Calais will hope for better days on the Dakar. As early as day 2 of the rally, Orlando Terranova is already out of the Dakar. The Argentinian suffered severe back pains on the stage from Pisco to San Juan. He was immediately taken to the close-by Ica hospital for treatment. Terranova was hoping to better the 5th place he managed in 2014, but he will not be reaching the finish of his 13th Dakar. She made history on her first appearance at the Dakar when she was the first Russian woman to finish, managing a fine 75th position. Anastasia Nifontova returns 2 years after with the intention to once again enter the history books. This time, she intends to be the first woman to finish the Dakar with absolutely no assistance as part of the original bimotor class. Eduard Nikolaev is bidding to make it a hat-trick of trucks titles. The Russian began his campaign impeccably by taking Stage 1 honours into Pisco. Leading the Kamaz charge, Nikolaev covered the 84-kilometre opening stage in 1 hour and 9 minutes and 5 seconds, giving him a winning margin of 18 seconds. As others struggled, Nikolaev powered on. Back from a 1-year Dakar sabbatical, Gerard de Roy looked like being Nikolaev's closest challenger in the opener. On fire, until his eponymous Iveco truck was too. The Dutchman hit by some issues. He ended up 4th, but significantly ahead of all the Kamaz, barring the favourite Nikolaev.
I think we went well, but the second part, or the last 40 kilometers, we had some problems with the tires. They started to deflate, and we had some problem with the engine, not enough power. But I think for the rest we did well. We overtook Kamaz. That was good, and yeah, I think we didn't lose so many times.
Federico Viagra led last year before being forced to abandon with 2 days to go. The Argentinian 3rd on Stage 1. The De Roy Ivecos grouped together from 2nd to 4th, Tom van Hoenlutken pipping Viagra. Sihaj Vijazovic, last year's runner-up, spearheads the Maz Challenge. The Belarus was only 14th on day 1. Alexei Vishnuski was the best of the Maz in 9th. The 3rd Maz, that of Alexander Vasilevsky, 17th. The top Tatra, Alice Lowprice, 8th. And there was 10th for Martin Soltis.
Normally, we're on the good road. How's your Dakar? Well, the dunes, we didn't get lost, but in cities.
Benjamin Melo.
I'm at the start of the first special of day 1. I take off at 9:58 and 30 seconds.
My friend Anastasia.
Oh, hi Max.
Hey, how are you?
Hi everybody.
Anastasia is the first girl to attempt Malimoto.
Yeah, we're two first girls.
Really?
Yeah, with Sarah Garcia from Spain. Yeah, so, the most crazy.
C'est le départ.
Is this the start?
Oui.
Yep.
Allez poulet. Allez, 10 secondes.
Waypoint. Right turn, Cape 250.
Tu vas où là?
Where are we going?
C'est où? C'est où?
Where?
Tu m'as dit que je t'ai dit
Well, I
cross
told
dune,
you cross
45
dune,
degrés. On doit
45
aller
degrees.
à 45 degrés. C'est là-bas?
Is it over there?
Ouais, c'est à
Yeah,
gauche.
to the left.
Ah, il faut que je te dise. Ah là. Comment?
Bravo, Fred. I really had fun. You navigated beautifully in the dunes. It was great.
C'est bien, hein? Je suis régalé. Nickel.
San Juan de Marcona is renowned as a port and fishing town, also for mining and being a commercial hub. There's plenty of fun to be had in the waves. As well as the bird life, this is the home to the Humboldt penguin on the Peruvian coast. The major industry here is the Maracona mine. But mining is far from the concerns of the seals and dolphins splashing about in the Pacific. The Dakar returns tomorrow for more adventures.